element and everything looks funny. So make way for the disco bunny to get frisky and start hopping around funny. Especially when I get 2 drinks in my tummy. I'm in my element and everything looks funny.
Welcome to Japan Snowboarder, Season 2, Episode 3. I'm your host Ken, where people call me Ken-san here in Furano, Hokkaido, Japan. On this show, we hope to help you find the right paddleboard for hitting the mountains of Japan. If you want to see more episodes like this, make sure you subscribe. And if you're thinking about coming to Japan next winter for a snowboard adventure, check out Furano Snow Tours. We offer both private tours and mixed group snowboard tours for individuals to join. Today's episode is on the Bataleon Camel Two, which I was super excited to get this season after riding the Bataleon Camel Toe and the Camel Toe White Gold Shaka for the last couple of years. So let's talk about the shape and discuss how it rides in the powder. Looking at the shape, it has a nice wide squared off nose, which then tapers down to a really nice moon tail. Okay, when we're talking about the profile of the board, it's got 2 things happening. One, it's got a camber profile like this from about here to the front foot, and 2, the triple base technologies, which I love about the Bataleon powder boards. When you run your hands along the nose and also along the tail, you can feel the triple base technology. There is uplift in the sides of the nose and also in the tail, which gives it the 3D contours. You can see this in the nose and tail when we run our ruler along it. The flex on this board is a 5 out of 10. The stance in this board here is way more centered compared to other powder boards with similar shape, and also much more centered compared to the original Camel Toe, making this board a more freeride orientated powder board. If we were to compare this board to the Camel Toe, the nose is a lot shorter and the tail a lot longer. So what this all tells us is that with the camber profile, this board should be good for carving. With the longer tail, it should be good for jumping and landing. And with the triple base technology in the nose and tail, it should give us good float and smooth turns in the powder. Also with this centered stance, this would make this board a great freestyle, free ride powder board, where you can ride switch and do butters on the nose. Okay, so now let's discuss how this board goes in the powder. As you can see in the footage, I rode this board both on a deep powder day and on a nice bluebird day where the powder has settled and I'm snowboarding above the clouds in big open terrain. Jumping on the board for the first time, this board did feel supernatural and comfortable. It just felt the way it should feel, and I didn't feel like I need time to get used to it or feel any funny qualities in the board. What you can see is that this board goes well in tight trees. The softer nimble flex and the shorter nose allows this board to do quick short turns in tight spaces. The Camel 2 felt great in the deep powder, but after looking at the footage you can see that the nose might not be long enough in the super deep powder. For the deep days, do make sure that your stance is set back. After looking at the footage, I would love to go one size bigger on this board. This is a 157 and I feel like I could have gone better in a 161, which is the next size up. So I think with this board, you could size it up for Japan powder. What's amazing about this board in the deep powder is that with the triple base technology in the nose, this board refuses to stay under the powder and giving lift in the board. You can really see this feature in play. Another feature I do like about this board is that it has a longer tail. It has way more stability when you're going off pillows and landing in powder, which is great. And also I do like feeling the flex memory in the tail. So when you're driving your turns, the tail does flex, but then it flexes back, giving you drive in your turns. This tail with the softer flex, you feel the whole board flexing in and out of your turns as one. If we look at how the tail works in the powder, you'll see how well the tail bites and holds in your powder turns. This is due to the moon tail here, and this part here and this part here gives it great hold in your turns, where a rounded tail would make the turns loose and wider. When you're back on piste with the more centered stance on this board, it should feel more like your regular snowboard. This is such a fun and versatile powder board, both on and off piste. When you look at the Bluebird Day footage, you can really see how smooth the turns are due to the triple base technology. You can see how the uplift in the side of the nose works, and we talked about how it provides excellent lift, keeping the nose above the powder. But it also makes it extra smooth when you're initiating your turns and going up and down banks and other natural features. There is just little to no drag from the nose, which you may normally get from other 2D noses. Smooth riding in and out of your turns is also experienced when you only have your tail in the powder through the combination of the 3BT and the flex in the tail. The 3BT in this board just gives it better flow when riding in the powder. I recommend the Bataleon Camel 2 for all levels of powder riders looking for a great free ride powder board. It has a tail for pop and landing, a shorter nose for buttering, and a centered stance to ride out switch and do your regular ground tricks on piste. As surfers would say, this board here is a daily driver, your go-to board on most days. If your focus is more deep powder riding, I would go one size up on this board, or consider the Bataleon Camel Toe, which has a longer nose and shorter tail. Better yet, add the Bataleon Surfer to the quiver for those super deep days. I'd say this board here will probably become my go-to board for most days and most resorts. It's just a versatile board for all terrain and conditions. But on the deep days, I would probably go with something else, unless I upsize on this board. Well, I hope you enjoyed and got something out of this episode of Japan Snowboarder. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a future episode on the Bataleon the Surfer. I hope to have a few more good powder days on this board before I get to the review. If you want to leave a comment, please do so down below. And if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. And until next time, mata ne.
Get 2 drinks in my tummy. I'm in my element and everything looks funny. So make way for the disco bunny. So make way for the disco bunny. So make way for the disco bunny.